Well, in that case, why don't I slip into something more comfortable? You know, it was a smart idea. We spread the word that Michael Jackson would be unveiling his Valley Star here tonight. Did any of you happen to go to that mob scene yesterday? You're kidding. You're lucky to get out alive. Michael Jackson, if you don't know, they unveiled his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame yesterday. 7,000 people showed up. They did mine a few years ago. Yeah. Mom, Dad, we're saying. It was so crowded there yesterday, a flasher actually had to tell people his raincoat was open. Thank you. I can tell this is an intellectual crowd. See a lady up there wearing a button that says, "Inquiring minds want to know." You sick of those tabloid commercials? Have you ever seen those?
Yeah.
They come on with a big headline. "Are aliens from another world living in Michael Landon's hair?" Inquiring minds want to know. Who wants to know that? Who cares? Well, you're in a good mood tonight, and unfortunately... And you're pretty easy, too. I mean, this is... we on this show do not resort to what a lot of shows do during ratings week. They try to spice up their shows, you've probably watched, with sex and stuff like that. And it affects a lot of them. Even the game shows are doing it. I tuned in Family Feud the other night. It was the Hookers versus the Johns. Have you ever seen The Green Grocer that's on?
Yeah.
6 o'clock news the other night, because it's ratings week, put his cantaloupes in wet T-shirts. Disgusting. You know who got all the play in the papers today and yesterday? Mr. Rogers. You know Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Yeah.
They put his sweater in the Smithsonian Institute. Isn't that nice? Yes. And I'm hoping that they're going to put our rubber chicken in there. We have maybe next to Senior Wenceslas' fist. That's just for us. Well, tomorrow is, I guess holiday officially started today, didn't it? It's a 4-day weekend. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. You got your turkey yet?
No.
Don't you usually cook on Thanksgiving?
Not on Thanksgiving.
I thought you used to do that.
Christmas.
Oh, Christmas you cook, of course. You know, Thanksgiving turkeys prices are very low this year. See, when you're ugly, you can't make demands. The NBC commissary is having a Thanksgiving Day special. Chef has been up all night working the meatloaf into the shape of a turkey. Well, what else is I guess Reagan is still up at his ranch in Santa Barbara, clearing brush and chopping wood and riding horseback, but not to fear. The president keeps in constant touch with the White House. His horse has a cellular phone in case there's a sudden attack of a balanced budget. Well, let's try some. Our UN ambassador, Jean Kirkpatrick, announced that she is resigning her post as ambassador to the UN, and the administration is seeking a new replacement. Now, the person has to be, I guess, completely diplomatic, discreet, warm. Our candidate for that post is coming out later, Don Rickles. Now, even though she is resigning, Miss Kirkpatrick, Caspar Weinberger, our Secretary of State, says he would like to stay on the job another 4 years. Or as Caspar is known in Washington, the Terminator. Do you know, realize if Weinberger stays for the next 4 years, he'll be the first person to complete 2 terms? Just hope he lets us complete 2 terms. Never go in for deep humor. Let's get off of that subject. Moving along. Now, in California, as you probably know, we've had over the years problems with fruit flies out here. There's been the Mediterranean fruit fly, the Oriental fruit fly. Today in Beverly Hills, I'm not making this up, they discovered a Mediterranean fruit fly, a male, in Beverly Hills, and I guess they're going to have to spray Beverly Hills. Now, Beverly Hills doesn't, of course, like spraying, so what they're trying to do, they're trying to contact the fly's agent and buy up his contract. No, get him out of town. What else was in? Interesting item from the government today. They made a survey of all the automobiles that you can buy in the world and rate them for the best mileage. What do you think won? Did you read it the other day? Honda. Honda got the best mileage of any car. What do you think was the worst car? No, Rolls-Royce.
Yeah.
Rolls-Royce gets 8 miles to a gallon. Of course, if you drive a Rolls, you don't have to worry about gas mileage. You keep a Honda in the trunk. Let's see. One little new movie opened today called Supergirl.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had Supergirl opened today, yeah? And I hear in the big scene, arch-villain Lex Luthor gets even with Supergirl by selling her a kryptonite coil. Did you know that? Very Anyway, we've got a good show. Mr. Rickles is here tonight. And one of my favorite people, Miss Angie Dickinson. Yeah. So thanks for coming, and we'll be back in... Thank you.
I know it's important to you, but you have some lipstick on your lip. Hey.
Look, we have
It always starts out very innocently like that, and then you know what happens.
We have a friendly audience here tonight. That's right. Well, tomorrow, of course, is Thanksgiving. You know, do you remember going to your grandmother's house?
Oh, sure.
I was saying today, my grandmother on my mother's side, Ella Carson, we used to go to her house on Thanksgiving, and she would cook on a stove that was called one of those old ranges where you had the, what do you call those little things where you lift out the...
Yeah, some kind of a handle, you know.
No, there was a little...
Gadget.
Well, it's not a gadget, it's a lid lifter, whatever you call it. You put it under this...
That's a good name for it.
Yeah, and she'd actually put corn cobs in there to cook on. Mm-hmm. And it would turn out just great.
Sure.
You wonder how they did it, but it was wonderful. Anyway, we have something here that is very amusing. We asked several groups of 1st to 6th grade children various questions relating to Thanksgiving. Now, the teacher who helped us out was Mrs. Peggy McDonald of the Burbank School District. And we also passed out some questions to youngsters who were taking the NBC tour. And we asked them 4 different questions and just gave them some paper and said, answer these questions. Now, these are 1st to 6th grade, which would be about, I guess, 5 to 11. About 10 or 11, something like that, right? One of the first questions we asked them is, what happens at your house on Thanksgiving? All right, here's Jamie L., grade 2. On Thanksgiving, I cut the turkey with my mother and aunt. My brothers and my father and uncle cleans the floor up. Kid lives in a butcher shop. What happens in your house on Thanksgiving? Greg says, nothing. It just sits there. Thanksgiving Day by Kim James. It was Thanksgiving Day. We roasted a turkey and some stuffing with yams. I helped my mom with dinner. My grandparents came over to have Thanksgiving with us. All my relatives came too. My aunt saw a rat on the kitchen floor. My aunt screamed, look at this terrible creature. My uncle picked up the rat, threw it outside, and said, there, are you satisfied now? Come on, let's wait for the turkey to get done. Well, all right, she said, but if that rat comes in here again, I'll slap you upside the head. Meanwhile, we were waiting while Uncle was telling jokes. The turkey was done, and my uncle cut the turkey. Then we ate. My mom saw that rat was in the kitchen again. She picked it up and said, yuck, this is gross. I think this is the way most of us spend a typical Thanksgiving. I mean,
that's a storyteller.
He wrote a whole story. Okay, another question we asked the youngsters. How will President Reagan celebrate Thanksgiving? Let's see, this is Jennifer Wood. All right, how will President Reagan celebrate Thanksgiving? He will probably go in, sit down at the dinner and say, where's the big fat turkey? I'm hungry. And Tip O'Neill will head for the hills. Matt. This young man's name is Matt, F-A-B-I-N, Fabienke, I guess. When Mr. and Mrs. Reagan walk into the dining room, they sit down. Then Ronald Reagan says, well, where's the food? Mr. Bush walks in with the food. And later, Mr. Bush does the dishes and cleans up and goes on. Heather McGuff. How will President Reagan celebrate Thanksgiving? He will tell his wife to make him some turkey, and his wife won't get a break. Male chauvinist, I guess. Shannon Wasley. He will sit down at the table, and then he will fling mashed potatoes at his wife. I don't think that will sit too well. President Reagan will celebrate Thanksgiving Day by inviting punk rockers and other big wigs for dinner. The punk rockers will bring Baskin-Robbins ice cream. Nancy Reagan will dress up as Chief Marasat, the first Indian chief of the Pilgrim Age. The others will be just the turkeys they are every day. First he goes to a farm. It's Reagan. First he goes to a farm and stabs a turkey. Then he goes home and Mrs. Reagan puts it in boiling water. Then it will be cooked. Then they will celebrate. Can't think of a better way to celebrate Thanksgiving than with a stabbed boiled turkey. He will have a 20-pound turkey and barf. There's Jason Monkine, Meadows School. Mike Rhodes, age 10. He will celebrate it by eating turkey and apple pie and bombing Russia. And he will have a real good time. It's kind of a traditional Thanksgiving, a little turkey pie, and then boom. Joe Bustarna. He will buy the most expensive turkey he can find. Then he will be so full, he will go to the bathroom, close the door, and who knows what will happen. Kids are wonderful. You couldn't make this. All right, here's another question we asked. We told the kids, you are a father turkey. What would you say to your wife and kids the day before Thanksgiving? You're a father turkey. First one says, how much money do you need? I would tell them we have one more day to live calmly and then scream for help. Eric Stambaugh. What would you say to your wife and kids the day before that you're a turkey? I would say, kiss your necks goodbye, guys. Kind of like a Clint Eastwood turkey, huh? Go ahead, make my day. Jennifer Volz. I, as a mother turkey, would tell my husband and kids that we have to find a new home because of Thanksgiving being the next day. I would explain to my feathered kids that every Thanksgiving we have to leave or else we will be shot and devoured by human beings. I told them we would be Thanksgiving dinner. That's assuming, I suppose, that you turkeys will listen to a rational explanation. You are father turkey, what would you say? Answer. When tomorrow comes, be ready to die in someone's mouth. That would soften the blow, wouldn't it? I would say to my wife, oh, honey, we're cold in this refrigerator now, but tomorrow we're going to be in that big oven cooking over there. Okay. Write a letter to the turkey you are going to have on Thanksgiving. Was the next question. Write a letter to the turkey. So, Anglonia, age 8, says, Dear Turkey, I'm sorry I killed you. Please forgive me. Now that you are roasted, hey, Ma, let's eat.
Short sorrow.
Yeah, remorse lasts about 1.3 seconds there. Okay, Eric Grethel, age 9. Dear Turkey, are you fat? Do you have lots of meat? You will be dead meat. Bye-bye. Rick does not mince words, does he? Chris Bernhardt, age 10. Oh, he's writing a letter to the turkey. My name is Chris. I want to chop off your head and cook you in the oven and pluck your feathers. Then I want to pull your guts out. Your friend, Chris. Chris is obviously studying to be a lawyer. Anyway, you can't top that one. Okay, thank you, kid.
Oh, wonderful.
Goodbye, turkey. Bye-bye. Goodbye, turkey. All right, we'll be back. Stay where you are. Okay, we're back. Before...
We should mention that you have a very interesting show coming on Sunday. All the comedians that made their first start on The Tonight Show.
I'm doing a special on NBC this Sunday night from 10 to 11 called The Tonight Show Comedians. And that's exactly what it is. It's a show featuring a lot of the performers who either made their very first appearance on The Tonight Show or whose career is kind of tied to The Tonight Show from their appearances. We've got Rodney Dangerfield, clips of Rodney and George Carlin. And then working with me live... there's going to be Steve Martin, Bill Cosby, Joan Rivers. That's this Sunday night at 10 o'clock, I guess, around the country. I think you'll find it a lot of fun. Okay, here is my first guest, our new ambassador to the UN. Known for his warmth, Don's going to be appearing for a week at Harrah's in Reno, November the 29th, and Resorts International, December the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Will you welcome Mr. Warmth, Don Rickles.
Okay, that's about it. Hi, gobble gobble and all that, you know. I was home stuffing a pilgrim. But I look forward to Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah, it's a great Jewish holiday. And pilgrims were all Jews. They came out of Maine. Little payas and little turkeys under their arm. Anyway, pardon me?
I didn't know that.
You don't know a lot of things.
That's true.
How do you feel, Ed?
Fine, Don, thank
Good.
you.
The other night was so great when we were out with Victoria, Barbara, and I. God. His name came up, what, once?
Twice.
One time was about him quitting, and you said, who cares? And the other time was about you sitting there.
Ed has eyes on the old chair, does he?
Well, you know, he says he's going to quit. He makes that speech all the time in his contract that, you know, when you go, he goes, you know.
That's right.
Don't count on it. If, God forbid, 100 times you get hit by a bus, he won't pick it up to let you lay there.
He's got too many things going anyway.
Yeah, he's a big star, and I'm happy for him. Star Search, Hit the Dong, Win a Cookie, How's Your Mother, Long Live Ireland, A Parade, and Two Monkeys in Heat on a Rock, whatever it is. But he's got it all covered. Hi, guys in the band. Haven't seen you in a while. Good. The shipment will be in Friday.
How are you feeling?
Great.
You look good.
I just, well, it's not I just, it's the end of August. We went on a trip, and we did my wife and I, for the first time. You going to say something?
No.
Oh, you always do? You got a rod? Maybe we can reel him in. I mean, that's a sign of age when you start to go, hey, oh, I forgot I wanted to say something. But, we went on a trip. I don't lie. You're old. We went on a trip, John, and we visited. I told the wife and I, 20 years of marriage in March, and it's our first time we went on a trip alone. We said we're definitely going to go alone. And because
you never traveled with Barbara any place, just by the two of you?
You've met Barbara.
Yes.
How would you like to be in a bedroom with her just laying there going, okay, it's your turn? No, she's a lovely wife. She really is. I say this publicly. I married a Valium. On the wedding night, I had to do, come on. Gee, that wasn't worth the joke. I hurt myself.
But, where did you go on this trip?
That was good.
Thank you.
Look at this. Say, where did you go on the trip? Well, we went to where you've been, to the south of France. Ed, have you ever been to the south? Yes, you've been all over. That's a dumb question to ask you. I mean, you're like a barge. They put a flag on your can, you'll go anyplace. Come on, I laugh at this show. But I'll tell you this. We went to the south of France.
I have to do a commercial.
Oh, fine. Anything to keep you going. But your payments do a lot of them. Anyway.
You got that right. we'll be right back after this.
So old.
Yeah, old. We are back. Look, we just had you embarking on this trip to south of France.
Yes, first time. So we went to La Reserve, and we took a ship called the Sea Goddess, which, by the way, is great sailing. It's a new kind of it's like a yacht, you know, with 60 cabins and 100 passengers, all well-to-do people. You'd be a little uncomfortable because they would recognize you, and you know how you are with your body and the whole thing with the shorts on and so forth. No, he is. He's very, he's very barbell happy. He's the type of guy that goes, you see it dancing? Anyway, but this ship we went on, and we got to La Reserve, and we checked in very nice, and the phone rings, and it's a man that I know you look up to. Well, certainly Ed and I do. You're a little shaky about it. Frank Sinatra, who is one of the great stars of our time. Mm-hmm. And we say this because he has Ed's sister and my aunt in custody. No, that's a joke. If Frank's listening, buonasera. But we had a marvelous time. And he was at the Hotel de Paris, which you know well, and he had a beautiful suite. He had the entire building. And every day we went over and spent time with him. And the one thing I remember, the French, the paparazzi, like, do they recognize you when you go over there?
Some of them.
Who?
Jacques Bidou.
Jacques Bidou? Look that up. I want you to check that out. Jacques Bidou, I happen to know, was in La Cage de Faux and is still not sure what he is. Now, I want Jacques Bidou, my burgers, Jacques Bidou. They don't know you over there. Why don't you be a man about it? You and Newhart, you lie. I hate that. Nobody knows you. They only know Frank. And I'm going to see to it that you get hurt. Now, not you, Ed, because this is going to be your disc. Now... And then Sinatra was marvelous. Needless to say, we went over there and people...
Do you speak French?
Pardon me?
Was that a tough one? Do you speak French?
Of course. Any Jew from Brooklyn speaks French. I get up in the morning, I say to my wife, je ne monte pas demain. She said, no donuts. Now... Of course I don't speak French. I got enough trouble in the neighborhood trying to let them know who I am. Right. Don't steam me. You're getting on my nerves.
Right.
You came from... When I met you, you were just out of Nebraska saying, get me a monkey. Anybody, help me.
A monkey?
Well, sure. Women were out of the question. Now, look at your track record with girls. Forget about it. I mean, I don't want to throw that up. The public doesn't have to know. What? You let them know. I mean, Ed, you've been married once. I've been married just once. No, you've been married twice. Anyway, well, why go into that? I get it.
Sure.
But we go back a lot of years, so I can take those
privileges.
But getting back to Frank, so I was with Sinatra 5 days and 5 nights. Frank was great. Every night, little booze. Well, you used to drink. You don't drink anymore.
Not much. No.
Yeah, and look what it's done to you. You were laughs when you drank. In New York, when you saw me at the Copa. Now you sit out at the beach and say, is the lawyer on the phone? Now, you see, you gotta be like Ed. He drinks, but nobody knows about it. Anyway, you're gonna get a call from Victoria saying, why is he saying that? No, we all drink with moderation. But that's not the point. Frank still drinks pretty good, Little grappa. You know what grappa is?
Sure.
What is it?
It's a little Italian wine.
What? Big wine. Hey, it's not an open forum. Let the man that gets $60 million a week figure out the answer.
Gone up over the years. Used to be 40 now.
No, grappa.
Well, did anything exciting happen on the vacation?
Yes, on the
Never mind the knee dropping. Let's get on with the...
Well, hey, being with Sinatra to me is exciting. It's exciting for you, isn't it, Ed? Being with you would be like a slow-up. No, being with you would be fun, but in a different way, John. I mean, you're low-key. You don't like to,
That's right.
Frank likes to sit around by the cabana with a lot of Italian guys and the priest, and, and look around, and if somebody is swimming towards the cabana, he goes, shoot him. So we have a different relationship, You like to sit there and explain to some 19-year-old that the graying is from an illness.
A problem you will never have. You gotta get one for Nebraska.
Yeah. Nebraska leading the Jew 1-0 going into the last game. But it really, and then we went to Saint-Tropez on the Sea Goddess with Harvey Silbert. I don't know if you know Harvey.
Yes,
He's a
I
wonderful
do.
guy. And Jerry Vale was singing on the ship, and it almost sunk. But Bob Newhart didn't want to go along. It was too much money.
I thought you went along alone with Barbara.
Yeah, I did. But Jerry Vale was on the ship singing.
Oh, I see. And then Newhart was Newhart was there too?
No. Newhart was on the dock going, I can't afford it! He's a multimillionaire. He's starting to catch up to you. Anyway, by the way, that's where I'm going to spend Thanksgiving with Bob Newhart and his family.
Oh,
Party of about 40. And it's going to be catered. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be nice. You were on the list, but we voted and... We figured you prefer chicken. And there's not a bit of Jewish blood in you. I don't know why you'd want chicken, but anyway. But it was marvelous. We went to the Hotel de Cap.
Oh, that's
you
beautiful.
Were.
That's beautiful.
It is a beautiful hotel. And it's about 7 miles to the tennis courts, And it was very reserved, A lot of Ed Thompsons with the, big boil on the neck. I believe, Mary, it's your serve. And there was one Jew that came down and said, did anybody see a bull? Anyway, and 2 Italian guys in the cabanas going... And one black guy going, I'm playing tennis. Anyway.
They were all there.
They were all there.
Goodness.
All at the Hotel de Cap.
What a lucky break for you.
At our place, there was none of that.
That's right.
But I must tell you, Sinatra, we talked about the night when I was with him with these 5 days. We talked about the night when he hosted the show and the night when he was a guest, if you remember that. And he had a lot of fun. Because Frank is... as you know, and I know, and certainly Ed knows too, that he's the kind of guy that to be with him, it's the last of a great kind of world, and to be with him, you see the other side of him, Yeah. When he got my wife against the wall and kept, I said, go, Frank, go.
It's him.
Punch the hell out of it. He was great. But don't ever do this. Never do this when you're talking about Sinatra. It could bend on you. Okay. You'll be right back.
Okay. And now, here's a beautiful lady. Beautiful lady, a fine actress. Angie starring in a television movie called A Touch of Scandal, which airs on Tuesday night, November 27th, on another network, as they say. Would you welcome Miss Angie Dickinson? You're wearing the thing they used to put across pianos. Remember those? I mean, it's... was my piano, yes.
Thank you.
How are
yes,
you?
it is, isn't it? Well, it seemed kind of nice to bring out a thing. I'm fine.
Well, don't you look stunning tonight?
I hope so.
Yeah. You know each other well, don't you?
Oh, yes.
You do?
No.
Our babies were born the same time.
And we mentioned, you mentioned Frank Sinatra, and when we were all on the same show together. I'm going to pay
go ahead.
attention to you.
That's right, Angie was there.
It was great.
What's new in your life? Anything exciting? But I don't see you much anymore.
I know. It's fine. Everything's real good. I've been working and not working and everything.
What were you doing in New York?
I was presenting an Emmy to the winner of the International Emmys, which I didn't know existed. They have...
What's the international Emmys? Of the various nations.
Emmys of
See how I jump on that?
Yeah,
TVs in other countries other than what's shown in America. And
Well,
it was
sure, they
fascinating.
have television in other countries, sure.
But I didn't know that we gave the Emmy here for it.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting to see the work they do in England, was especially
Isn't your show,
amazing.
The Policewoman, seen on how many countries now?
42 countries is
You ever
the
see it
last
in another
one.
language?
I've never seen it in another language.
Yeah.
Dinah Shore came back from Japan. She saw it in Japanese.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Yes. Can I have to get reacquainted with you? I haven't
Yes.
seen you for a while.
I know. I haven't seen you. You've been busy.
Yeah. I'm here most every night. How do you spend your nights? What do you do? You got anything cooking? Anything special? I mean, you're going with, or seeing, or
I go to...
having an affair with, or
Yes.
just trying to loosen you up a little bit here?
I'm loose.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I love movies. I love dinner parties. I love you.
Well, you mean that
Isn't he a sweetheart?
in a platonic relationship? You
Oh,
mean?
all right.
I mean, not a deep. She giveth and she taketh away. I mean,
But everybody knows I love you, and that's nice.
well, when
And
you say love now, what do you mean? I mean, you have an affection for me.
I have more than an affection for you. I love you, and I like you a lot. You asked, so I have to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting here telling you what I'm doing nights.
Yeah. You mean if I... Well, we've known each other for so long that sometimes I feel like, not brother and sister, but, you know what I mean?
We've known each other too long is the problem.
Is that the problem?
Yes.
You mean everything is kind of... If there had been anything, it is cool because of the length of the duration of the friendship? Is that what you're... You got a special man in your life now? Come on, now, let's... Really? Mm-hmm. You like being by yourself most of the time?
Well, I didn't say I was by myself.
That's true, you didn't.
I said I didn't have a special man.
Well, you're not with the San Diego Chargers or anything like that, or anything.
Anyway, I'm fine. Everything's cool, but I just warn you.
Yeah, okay. What's Touch a Scandal about?
It's about I'm a politician, and I'm running for a very high office, and I'm a woman.
Right.
And so it's rather timely with Geraldine Ferraro having run.
Right.
I'm not running for that high an office, but I'm running for Attorney General of California. And it becomes a problem when my male prostitute lover is found dead in my hallway.
That really can... That can really screw up a campaign. Obviously you have a ready explanation for this. I mean...
Well, that's the intrigue. You see, it's actually a thriller. It isn't about politics, although, that's what I have to continue to do during the film and worry whether or not they're going to find out that I knew him more than what they think, and why my husband doesn't make love to me and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So it's a thriller. They're laughing over here.
He's grinning at me because of the way I'm looking at you.
You're being so well behaved with me tonight. It threw me.
Well, I think I'm well, when I'm in your company, I'm at a clinic. No, you're so beautiful, and I love my wife, but she is ill.
You're looking for a mercy date? Is this what you're saying?
No, Angie's gorgeous, and she has a great sex and charm, which you know and I know. Ed knows because his leg keeps going.
Well,
She's
anyway.
a darling lady. She really is. And a grown daughter, which is lovely, too.
Yeah. And a pretty gal, too.
Yeah.
Did you know yourself that you're a...
I didn't expect you to ask me what I'm doing nights and if I'm alone and everything. And
I just thought it would be intriguing to find out.
I think it's kind of nosy. I'm sure she's very active in her social life. I don't mean the bed and things like that.
You don't mean an acrobat or anything?
No, nothing on a high wire with a canary, nothing like that, you know. And I know you you date constantly. Do you? Anyway, the heck with it. Let's get her.
It's always good to see you, though.
yeah, you too.
Yeah. We're going to do a little, what is that, Fred? What does that mean?
Well, it's whatever you want to do, sir.
Used to talk to Bunzo the same way.
With the same results.
With the same results. Cute. Bunzo's dead, you know.
Accepted my story.
Yes.
Okay, boys, hold it up, huh?
Did you
See
know
in
Mr.
court.
de Cordova directed bedtime for Bonzo?
Yes, you know, I met Freddie. The first time I ever met Freddie, he directed me with on a Jack Benny show. At least I think that was the first time.
It's the first time we talk about it.
Uh-huh.
That's the first
Yes,
time I
that's
met
right.
Freddie. Oh, Jack Benny show.
I met Freddie. No.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back and try to get some kind of sense out of this. Well, folks, the little clock on the wall. Oh, me. You said you're going to you're reading a script. You may go to Canada and make a picture?
Montreal.
Yeah.
For NBC, but I haven't read it. It just came this afternoon.
Understand, it's a beautiful city up there.
It is. I did another movie there. It's wonderful.
Yeah. I hope you'll come back soon.
I hope
Like
so.
maybe later tonight.
Thank you very much.
They never know whether I'm kidding or serious, right?
Yeah.
And you know that. You
That's
know.
strange.
Yes. But thank you for coming. It's always nice to see you and renew old friendships. And, Don, you're headed for Oblivion.
To
I
Angie's
think.
house.
Yes, Angie's house. No, Don is going to Siege is where he's going. No. He's going to Hyras in Reno, November the 29th, and then the Resort International in Atlantic City, isn't it?
Yes, and then I'm coming back here to give you a shock treatment.
Thank you very much. Hey, it's nice to have you here.
Nice to be back, John.
I know
And
it is.
happy Thanksgiving to you and your big party that you're going to have.
Thank you.